off your fucking phone. Let's start your little podcast, shall we?
I leave that in. Hit it.
I want something else to get me through this. Same charm kind of life. Baby, baby, I want something else. I'm not listening when you say goodbye. Hello, welcome to Respectfully
You
Podcast.
thought I wouldn't know Semi-Charmed Life?
I don't know, man.
God.
You're very niche sometimes.
I can
You're
be
very niche sometimes.
No, I love Pussy Rock.
Yeah.
That is Pussy Rock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kinda,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love big sloppy pussy rock. And I'm Andrea Allen.
I'm Lizzie Cassidy, and joining us today, guest extraordinaire, one of my favorite stand-up comedians.
Oh my
I couldn't
God.
look at you when I said that. I got nervous.
Yeah. Oh,
Everybody,
look at that.
welcome to the show, Bobby Condon.
Yeah, she's
It
here.
Looks like I'm on the run from the law in my outfit.
No, it does look like you escaped to the Dominican Republic and now you're on a beach.
Yeah.
I like the McAfee guy.
Yeah.
Like the McAfee man.
You also look like a guy who's going to be like, here we do is not a test. I'm Bobby from the streets. Listen to me drop a little bit of a bippity boppity beat.
I never thought in a million years you'd do a second verse.
I am a musical
Wow, incredible.
comedian.
And
Yep.
you actually did it. You hit it, too.
I commit.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, I mean,
Hey,
it
You
kind of
rhymed-
rhymed.
you
It was on
streets with
the
bippity
beat.
boppity beats.
That's an approximate rhyme.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it works.
Yeah.
It's
It works.
okay.
I'm trying my best.
I'm just
doing
happy
my
we
best.
finally
Hey, I
got
loved
started.
it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, let's talk about it. We were late.
Yeah.
Andrea and I were both late. Because,
Each of you were late in your own way.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were both late. Andrea later.
Yeah.
I come to find out you both took fucking Ubers.
I
here.
know. I
I
know.
took the train and walked and was here 20 minutes before
We
both
took
of
Ubers
you.
because we were late leaving the house.
Uh-huh. There's a
Okay.
moment when you're like,
Also-
it's got to be an Uber. Fuck,
Yeah.
it's the only way.
Yeah.
And
Lizzie
it's-
said she was running 5 minutes late.
Mm-hmm.
Not the case.
I got here at 1:08.
Okay. Is that true?
Yes.
Did you? So you looked at your phone
I
because
looked
you
at
knew
my
I would
phone
be mad.
because I knew you'd
Yeah.
bring it
And you
up.
said you were going to come in here and you guys had a little thing about how you hate on-time people.
Well, that's what we were
Yeah.
going to
love
talk
to hear
about.
it.
Yeah.
Let's hear
That's
about
what we were going to talk about.
Okay.
Listen.
Yeah,
okay?
go ahead.
Yeah.
We live in New York City. It's hard to be on time places, and being late is cool. It's
Yes.
my whole
Oh,
argument.
that's the thesis, huh?
It's a
okay, Andrea, what would
vibe-based-
you like to add
All right.
to that bullshit?
All right. All right.
Come in here and host our podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry, someone needs to do a man's work around
Okay,
here.
okay.
You both been sitting playing on your
Sorry.
fucking phones.
Sorry about our little irresponsible whore podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry, hold on. I got to take this. You want to talk in like 20 minutes?
That would be the
or-
second call that she's taken since I've gotten here, by the way.
Hi, my broker? No,
Yeah.
okay. So there's no euphoria in the world like when you're a late person and you're kind of getting to know a new person and you're meeting up for the first time and they go, I'm running 50 minutes late. And you're like, oh, yeah,
thank
you're going to be
you.
my friend.
Wow.
That's why Andrea and I are friends. We're both always late.
So
Yeah.
that's the euphoria you
It's
feel.
Yeah.
incredible. They're going, I'm going 15, and then you hit them with the let's make it 30 to be safe, and they go, oh
Okay,
yeah,
good.
you're
Yeah,
my
sure.
guy.
Because
Nice.
I'll tell you what, if I hit you with the I'm running 15 late, I'm probably running 30.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you gotta live within the reality. You can't, as a chronically late person, I try my best to live in the reality that I actually live in instead of this whole I'm gonna hit the train,
Yeah.
nothing's gonna go
Wow.
wrong.
Yeah.
And
That
like,
sounds like such bullshit.
yeah, okay.
It is
Yeah.
bullshit.
It is. bullshit.
As a chronically late person, I try to accept the reality that I'm always fucking late. That's your whole thing?
Yes, that's
It's hard
How
to
about
be
you
on
That's my
try
big-
to adjust a little bit
No.
to respect other people's times and lives?
I
I do respect other people's time, but my brain is broken.
Yes.
Bullshit. Okay, here's the thing. I have a chronically late Steve Malden. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
you know
yeah.
him. One of my
That
best
guy's
friends
brain's
in the
not
absolute
broken?
world.
Come
Comedian
on.
friend.
He has a late issue.
Yeah.
And we talk about it a lot. And believe me, whenever he's on time, he is so fucking proud of himself.
Oh
I don't
my
even have time.
God.
to
when
be
we're
happy.
both on time for something, we're really patting each other on the back.
exactly. The people are insufferable.
Yeah.
And here's the thing where it's like
We're
all
people.
you do is this. You know where you're going, right?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
You look at the map
Yeah.
on Google Map, and whatever
Never
gets
met her.
you there,
Yeah.
you leave 15 minutes earlier.
That's
than
crazy.
Yeah,
That
that's
is anyone can do this.
That's stupid
Bobby,
and
what
lame.
you're not considering is we're just girls.
Yeah.
We're just girls doing our best.
Can I add this addendum?
Yeah.
Me and Lizzie both have fake hair, makeup.
This is what I'm saying.
Outfits take coordination.
So much can go wrong.
You
Yeah.
think this is the first leather jacket I tried on before I left the
Do you
house?
know
today?
that
Okay.
You're crazy.
Do you know that I had to get in the
Mitigating.
shower at 9:30 this morning to
Yes.
be even remotely on time for
Okay,
this?
that's-
And I'll
this
tell
is
you
all
what,
mitigating.
Bobby, I
Yeah.
don't look that good.
You
Yeah.
look great, Lizzie. But
I
okay.
look pretty regular.
I mean, I did wake. I was telling Ronnie before I woke up at 11:30.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I did take a shower.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I got
You
here
have no
on time.
hair, bitch.
Well, yes,
You have
this
no
is- I'm
hair.
copping. I'm copping.
All right.
It takes me an hour and a half to blow dry my hair.
Yeah. I want
There she
to.
is.
Oh, we do a
There
hat
she
switch.
is.
I want to do this for an experiment for
love.
men. For a week, I need you to wear a wig, style it, put on fake eyelashes, and
Get your boobs where they belong.
Yeah.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, put on. I need you to put on some fake hands and tell me if you're going to make it perfectly on time.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll admit that these are things that I've never thought about before, and that I
Yes.
should think about.
Yeah,
Big.
squeeze
But then
yourself
again-
into Spanx before
Yeah.
you show up somewhere and tell me that it doesn't take a little longer than you thought
I
it
know
would.
it does take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But in the spirit of accepting your reality,
Thank you.
You've known you had to do that shit for your entire fucking life. Okay, so
I
you
can't-
what do you wake up every day and you're like, oh my god, I got fucking tits and hair. Oh,
yeah.
no.
Yes.
What a-
Literally, yes.
Okay, well, fuck.
Here's the thing.
I can't nail it down.
Yeah,
Just look at me.
You
Wish I
great.
could see myself straight
No,
on.
it's great.
You look
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, I love it.
I will agree. I am engaged to a crazy early person.
Yeah.
I am with one of these if you're on time, you're late guys, which come on.
That's too
So
much.
annoying.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's so annoying.
Oh, we're the first people at the party. Oh, the host is like out of the shower
See,
and
that's what I
everyone's
meant when I
like,
said
what
being
the
late is cool.
Yes, yeah.
If you're going to a party or something like that, it's so much cooler to be late than be on
Of
time.
course.
Yes.
But that's a party. That's a whole different
Actually,
thing.
I was
That's
late.
one scenario.
Bobby,
Yeah.
I was late to
And I'll
your
cling to
birthday
that
party.
forever.
I took an Uber to get there. I
you
showed
go.
up late, and then Bobby looks at me and goes, "I'm Irish goodbye." And left as soon as I got there, which is the coolest thing you can do in the world.
Yeah.
Leave your own birthday party
Irish
as
goodbye.
soon as like 4 people show up.
It
I mean, there
was-
was already a ton of people there, but like 4 of us got there at the same time, and Bobby goes, "I'm out of here."
Yeah, it was. I was like, well, here's the thing. That was my 40th birthday party.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And like
Look
at a
great.
certain age, I can be at the bar for 3 hours.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's it.
Window.
That's it.
After that, I'm fucking gone.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and when it's your birthday,
I respected the shit out of that move.
Yeah.
and I appreciate that you did because I felt like kind of bad, but it's like I just can't, especially when it's your own birthday. It's like I can't socialize anymore.
Yeah.
I'm complete. What? Something's hitting me over here. It's like, and I just have to.
It's those tassels that
Okay,
Hasidic
it's-
people
oh,
wear.
there's tassels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. But I'm still learning like how to Irish goodbye because I still make the mistake of telling people that I'm Irish goodbye.
No, but I've stolen this from you and it works.
Yeah?
What I
Okay.
do is I walk by everybody and I just whisper to them, "I'm Irish goodbying."
Yeah.
And then everybody feels special. But
Okay,
I
yeah.
usually say goodbye. I think I've said this on the podcast before, but I usually say goodbye like I'm running for mayor.
Yeah, you
But
do.
I stole
you
this
do a
from
lap.
you.
Yeah.
And I go,
You
"Oh
wave
my
like
God,
the
how's
queen.
the baby?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Where's your wife?
Sorry
Blah,
we didn't
blah,
get to hang
blah.
out, but actually I didn't really
Where
want
are
to
you
talk
at
to you.
this
so.
week?" And it's a nightmare. But I've stolen from you. I just go, "Hey, don't tell anyone, but I'm Irish goodbying." And then everybody thinks that they got the secret special treatment, but really, I just briefly said goodbye to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everybody still likes me, but I got to leave 15 minutes earlier, and I like it a lot, and
Yeah.
I stole it from Bobby.
Hey, I will
and
say.
and one thing I do want to say, just to put a bow on that.
Yes, please.
Is that it is by saying you're Irish goodbying, you're not inviting any further
That's what I'm
conversation.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, that's
It's like, it almost makes it feel like an emergency.
fucking made
Yeah.
that. How about
And
that?
everybody feels like they're like in on this secret mission
Mm-hmm.
to get you out of there, so they don't say anything else. They go, "Got it, go, go." Nobody's
so
looking,
funny.
go, and you go, "Thank
Bobby
you."
is a boundaries queen, and I like
Yeah.
that about you. I will say this: you are one of the exceptions to the early people rule where you're cool. because often people who are early people are so fucking proud of
lame.
themselves.
Yeah.
And they're like, look at me. I'm so respectful. I'm like, but you're not a good hang.
Yeah.
So I don't care if you're here on time because
Yeah.
I don't even really want you to be here.
Oh my
and
God.
you're in my face going, look at me being on time.
You
You're lame.
ever throw a party at your house and the first person there is a total
Loser.
dud?
Always
Well,
loser.
they always
Total
are.
dud
Yeah,
loser.
yeah.
That's why you have. I've always done this. If I've had a party at my house, what you have to do is tell 3 of your good friends
You
to
have
get
to come
there an
early.
hour
Yeah,
early.
yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
that's smart.
Because I will not be stuck with that dud. One time I threw a party and we like put a note on our neighbors' doors to tell them we were having a party so that they wouldn't get us in trouble. And you just put like, and stop by if you want to
Yeah.
be nice.
Yeah.
I did the thing. I had 3 of my friends come early, thank God, because the moment the party was supposed to start, our downstairs neighbor, who was like a 70-year-old man in ripped jeans, showed up and started talking about Jerry Seinfeld. And I was like, if I was here alone, I'd kill myself.
Yeah, you're in my house.
You're in my house.
When you have a house
Yeah.
party.
And he brought like a bunt cake. It was a nightmare.
That's kind of adorable.
No, it's not. It's so lame.
You're a man with a bun cake in my
and
house.
we were like 21-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Get out.
Was
Take
this
your
in New York?
Yeah, this was in Astoria.
And that's another thing too about people who because you gave a shit, but I don't feel like you're actually mad. When people are actually mad that you're late and we're in New York City, I'm a busy guy. Shit happens. And also
I'm running around.
I'm running around, and I will say I will hold me and Lizzie accountable.
Yeah.
We are a Venn diagram of mentally ill and privileged.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is why we.
This is why we think we can get away with whatever we want.
we do. There's an entitlement to late people
And
where
you
you're like,
also think that's unique.
yes,
among-
No, I don't.
No, that is the mentally
It's
ill.
a circle.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, that Venn diagram is a circle.
yeah.
But I will say I do keep getting away with it, and that's on
Right.
everyone around me. That's not on me.
That
People
is true.
always
Everyone
want to
is
hang out
letting
with me.
get away with it.
Yeah.
So let me.
Today, I asked someone for a spot on a comedy show tonight, and then today I sent a text that said, also, I need to go last because I'm going to be late.
Oh my fucking
I
god!
can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah.
Slay.
I cannot keep getting away with this.
See, it's and
And you
I
can
want
and
to
you
I
will.
want to amend one thing you said, Andrea. I am cool, okay, and I'm cool about it with you because it's your show. I can't really
Right.
shame you that much for being late. With my
I actually
friends,
think it's
I'm a
worse.
bitch
Yeah.
if they're late.
I also do
And
think it's
they-
worse that it's our show.
I think it's way worse
Well,
than our
no, it's
show.
of course
We should have
worse,
been here
but I'm
15 minutes
allowing
early.
I'm
Yeah.
allowing you to deal with that, and you're conscious. Hopefully, at
Yes,
some point.
Yeah.
and I am.
I
I'm
hope
in.
you're
I'm in
feeling
hell
terrible about it.
We're
No.
we're bad dogs that are in the cage.
But
Yeah.
Steve and my friend told her they talk about this like when we meet up, if they're running like 5 minutes late, they get a little scared because they know I'm going to yell
Oh,
at them.
God.
So
God,
I am kind of a
Oh,
bitch
you're like
about
an
it.
Yeah.
abusive boyfriend.
Yes.
But I'm trying to develop good habits. in
Sure.
them. Because here's the thing,
Which I
They're
love.
boys.
Yeah.
There's no
Right.
excuse for boys.
Right.
You be
Thank
on
you.
time.
Thank you.
Okay.
And also, not to throw Steve Malden down the fucking well, but like, what outfit is he putting together? Okay. I love that guy, but he looks borderline homeless a lot of the time. And I'm like,
You're being mean.
what could you be doing?
You're being mean.
I love him. I think he's a treasure and a gift. He's one of the most interesting weirdo people I've encountered, which is very rare
He has a
considering
unique. He has a unique.
he's got a
sense of
unique
style.
flavor.
He's not into. He has no use for fashion.
Yes.
whatsoever.
Yes, and I like
you know
that.
But there's some times where
Which
it's
is
like.
which is what she was trying to say, but you're nicer.
Yes.
Yes.
I said, is that
But
guy
there are
homeless?
some
And you
like
went, "He has
shirts
no
where I'm like,
use."
Steve, no more with this shirt. You can't do this shirt anymore.
And
And
you're
then
good-
he'll kind of look at it and be like, oh, you're right. But he doesn't even like think about
That's what I'm
it.
saying.
But
Yeah.
One time, I do this thing where I help boy comedians dress better.
Yeah.
So one
Yeah.
time, a male comedian was like, "Well, I dress pretty good, right?" And I literally had to say to him, "You have a stain on your shirt, big stain right on your shirt." And he goes, "Yeah, but it's not that bright." He was like, "I already
Bright?
washed it, so it's pretty dull." And I was like, "What are you saying to
listen
my
to
face
yourself.
right
Yeah.
now?"
Pretty
Big
dull.
stain right on the shirt. Dwayne Cullen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, slob threw up on the street once.
Stop it! No.
In front of us.
No, he's our friend.
He is our friend. If you're my friend, I'm going to be like, you look like a goddamn slob.
Yeah.
Like you would. If I don't say anything to you, if I'm just like leaving it completely neutral, it's because I don't care that you're out there looking like shit.
Yeah.
But if I care about you, I'll
gonna say
I'll
something.
say a little
You're gonna
thing.
speak up.
Yeah. And you're speaking up to your friends for being late bitches.
Yeah.
And I do Are you like a prince? I feel like you're like a principled man. That is
you
the
strike
energy
me as
that
a man
I.
with a set of rules that he lives by.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing. So much the people in our life in the comedy world
Yeah.
are man children.
Sure.
You know? And I'm not saying I'm not, but I will say this. I didn't start doing comedy until I was like 29 years old.
Yeah.
I lived a whole life. I was
Yeah.
engaged.
You had to be a grown up.
Yeah.
I was a-
I
yeah.
forgot
Yeah.
you were engaged.
I had not dead end job, but like a boring. I was like, okay, I have like a career and I'm gonna get married, and so it's like I lived that life.
Yeah.
And so now I do this half thing where it's like, okay, I'm in this comedy world too, but I am like an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas like the rest of us, and I'm talking about me right now, we're just like an alcoholic who got lucky a few times, and then we're like, I guess this is my career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and there's also, I don't know about get lucky a few times, like talent and drive and blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
but you still have to get lucky a few. We
for
know
sure.
plenty of
Yes.
talented people who have never gotten lucky
Yeah.
a few
that's
times.
that's true.
Fucking tragic.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I was a drunk, and then a few people were like, "You're okay at this," and now all my eggs are in this basket.
Yeah.
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 I've never had to like work. I mean, I've worked in an office, but not in a real way.
Yeah.
Not where it was like, this is what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, I
for
worked in
rest
the
my
office
life.
of a comedy club.
Yeah.
And of a music production company that went under immediately.
I mean,
Oh wow! What
I
was
had-
the music production
I don't know, it was
company?
some startup. 3 guys worked there,
Oh,
and they had
okay.
me putting ads on Craigslist.
very legitimate.
What were you saying, Andrea?
Thank you.
I'm mediating
Thank you
here.
so much.
Yep.
You're such a good
You're
host.
such a girl's girl.
Yeah. I started comedy around 26, I believe, and I also had a full blown career. I was like a career woman, and I remember just trying to like spreadsheet my way through comedy. It's jazz, baby. You gotta, it's jazz.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to live in the jazz lifestyle to do this. You have to be flexible and understand that it's not about like, I'm the best worker and I do
Yeah.
that's also early people remind me of that. Like they come
Homework,
in,
sure.
homework people.
I came
Yes.
early and I deserve the treat. No, you don't deserve the treat unless you're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
100%.
Early people are reminds the teacher that we had homework people.
Yeah.
Well, and that
Because
is-
they did the homework. And you know who never did her homework? This guy.
Right.
Fucking
The
A.
fucking alcoholic who failed up.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So leave me alone. Stop making a big deal out of the fact that I'm late.
Yeah.
I did my best. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best. But I do agree. This is where my hypocrisy comes in, because I do agree that we're surrounded by man children. And just by virtue of being a woman, I did have to become a grown up because my life was bad. So, so when we're surrounded by these man children, when they're late, I'm like, there's nothing going on.
Yeah, exactly.
You
You have
know?
no excuse.
One of
Yeah.
the reasons I took an Uber is because women in my neighborhood are getting punched in the face, and I got stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
What's that with that? Well, hold on. One thing. Let's move on to the
Yeah,
face punching in a
no,
second.
no, please.
But the other thing, to your point about the comedy world, people and like, I want to be the best. Well, and it's like when you hear people say they're so hardworking.
Oh my
It's like
God.
hardworking.
Yeah.
What are you, a fucking dork? How do you work hard at comedy without being insufferable?
Right.
Other than like
You
if
don't.
you write a lot, well,
Right.
God bless. But
Well,
like,
but the other thing is, we all work hard.
yeah, I
We're
guess.
just
as
not-
a baseline,
as
I
a
think you have to like
baseline-
commit your life a little bit to this in a
Okay.
way that's like in the way that's like unless you're going to be like, hey, I'm committing my life and I really love this thing. It's
Yeah.
so many risks. It's such a risky life choice that if you're not like, hey, I really have a passion for this thing, not in a dorky way, but in a
Yeah.
like cool way, I think that has to exist a little bit.
Yes.
But like, I'm gonna biohack my way into being a
Right.
clip comedian. Like, I think that stinks and is
Yeah.
lame.
Yeah.
But I do think there is a dedication that has to come with it a little bit.
Yeah, I think again, I have a unique situation with
Mm-hmm.
this insofar as I have a regular job, so I don't feel
Yeah.
like it's risky at all.
Right.
And it's like if I could never do comedy ever again, I'd be bummed,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd be like, well, okay, I'm HR
Right.
again,
Right.
and I
Whereas
still do that.
I have no hireable skills.
Exactly. Yeah, and so that is like the risk. So
I mean, I can work at a restaurant, but like,
yeah, but
then
do
I'll
you
just
want to do
die
that for the
there.
rest of your
Yeah.
life?
Right.
Yeah. So like I can see that, and like so many and especially here in New York where
Mm-hmm.
it's like if you're coming here to do comedy, you better be pretty fucking good because it's too expensive to live here.
Yes.
Yeah,
Also, I was gonna say that's a peeve of mine when these boy children are running around crying about how broke they are, but they don't have a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just do stand up and they don't have any. They don't work in a restaurant because I'm
Yeah.
not saying you have to have a career, but I worked in restaurants for
Yeah.
years when I lived here.
Yeah.
Get a fucking lunch shift restaurant
Yeah.
job,
Yeah.
and then you can complain to me about how broke you are.
Yeah.
But if you're just running around playing pretend, and then you're like, I can't Venmo you for the Uber because I don't have any money. Whose fault is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nobody made you sleep till 3 every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And why did you get in
Triggered.
the fucking Uber?
Yeah, take the
You know,
train.
like,
Yeah.
if you don't have the money, you don't do the thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I think also like a blue collar, like my fiance is a blue collar dude. He's from Cleveland. He was a bricklayer for 20 fucking years.
Let's
like
go. How old is he?
hot. 45.
Okay. Nice.
So
Good
like
age.
it's I mean like fine
him.
wine, baby. Shout out to Dan the man.
What up, Dan?
But like it's in his bones to be he had a very disciplinarian father. It's in his bones to be early. He's just like
Yeah.
a very responsible person. I respect that as like a late mess.
Yeah.
When someone's like raised that way and uses that to like bring themselves up, it's admirable. I do admire it. But I
But
don't
also,
I don't
enough.
got it. Yeah. Enough?
Like, if we're going to a party, shut up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the moral of the thing. Don't be a fucking bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
It's one thing if we're going to like
Party especially.
It's
Yeah.
one thing if we're going to like a wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been late for a wedding.
Get me out the door.
My friend
Get me
Nate,
out the door.
Nate
But-
Burrows, comedian, went to his wedding. I stood up in his wedding. I stood up at the fucking, not the altar, I suppose, but whatever, at the thing,
Yeah.
and watched all of our comedian friends
Oh, yeah.
file in 15 minutes after the fucking thing started.
Yeah.
Insane.
Like, that
That's
was-
insane.
I like army crawled into a wedding once to try to not get attention to myself,
Yeah.
and everyone was like, it's the ceremony."
I think if you're late to the ceremony of a wedding, you must wait outside.
yeah, you're
Good
right. You're right
policy.
about
You
that.
absolutely must wait outside. That's an insane kind of person to be.
And I'm here, and I'm an insane kind of person.
Yeah, I
I was
know.
young. I was very young and a drunk when I did this. I would never do this now. But
Yeah, I
it
did
was,
a lot of things
it
when I was young and a drunk.
yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
Are you both past tense drunks?
Yeah.
Are you sober too, Andrea?
Yeah, I've been sober for 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah.
And you, Lizzie, what, 2?
2.5.
2.5?
Yeah, we're good dogs. Now we're trying to reform. Wait, I have a question. I knew from one of your bits that you were engaged.
Yeah.
And did you clearly you didn't get married, or did you get married, or did you break it
No,
off?
I broke it off.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. It was,
I
God,
got
that's
an-
such queen shit.
Wow,
Wow.
slay, bitch.
it was
Or king shit, but we only use
I'll
girl
take
pronouns on this podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You're wearing a
I mean,
pink
the shoe
hat.
fits.
You're the Duchess
Slay.
of
It's so
Sussex
it's
or
so
whatever
slay
right
to
now.
call off your engagement. Whenever, oh my god, I noticed recently that I got to save the date a year ago and then never got an invitation.
Oh,
And then I
wow.
looked at the person's Instagram and I was like, it's not happening.
That-
The wedding is not happening.
Amazing.
Wait.
And I was like, absolutely slay. I
Yeah.
love that
After
you
sending
did that.
out the save the dates.
After
that's
sending
late.
out the
That's late in
save the
game.
date
Yeah.
is so cool.
That's cool
That's
as fuck.
huge.
Was it a girl or a boy that you knew that was getting that was-
Neither.
Oh, a they them.
Yeah.
Oh wow, a they them cutting it off.
Yeah.
Very
Wow.
cool. Very
Yeah.
New York. Well,
Yeah, it was a real New York move.
so may I ask you were the reasons? Like, what if you're engaged? What are the things that you're like? I don't know. Like, what should people listen to? If someone in this podcast is engaged right now and is like, what would those red flags be? Or what were they for you if you want to talk about it?
Well,
You're like, she got
you should
fat.
love
No, I'm
the
kidding.
person you're engaged to. You know, like
Yeah.
I did not. Turns out I wasn't in love with her. you
Okay.
know?
Your bit about it is so funny.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
I
that's
like
the whole
want you to
thing,
do
yeah.
it word for word, but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna make you. But it's so
Yeah,
funny.
follow Bobby on Instagram. We'll plug at the end. But
Yeah,
his-
it's on
his
there.
stand-up
I
is
think
so
it's on
good.
there somewhere.
Yeah.
but
Oh, it
is
is.
like
I've watched it many
it's
times.
like you know, I got engaged through inertia. I mean, like, you want to know how I got engaged?
Right.
Yeah.
Me and my ex-fiance, we were together for 2.5 years. I was walking with my ma at the strip mall
My
by our
mom.
house.
I couldn't love it more.
And she says, we're walking there, and she's like, you know, how long do you think shouldn't say her
So
name. I
and so.
suppose. Yeah, so and so.
Can we name her?
Is going to
Can we
wait
give her a
for
name?
you.
Yeah.
Sure. How long
Patricia?
do you think Nicole? Nicole's my fake woman name because I
Okay.
used that yesterday about another ex-girlfriend on stage. So,
You slut. You're such a dog. I love it.
so do you think Nicole's going to wait for you? Like, how long do you think Nicole's going to wait for you? I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, do you have any plans on, asking her to marry you or something? I'm like, I'm kind of thinking about it. And we were walking by a jewelry store and she's like, well, let's walk in there and look at some rings. And we walked out with a ring.
Oh
So
my
it was
God.
like, I allowed life to happen to me.
This is where
Yeah.
being a man raised by a woman bites you in the ass.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, because you do what your ma tells you
Yeah.
to do.
We were talking before
You know.
that you got here and before the podcast started about how Bobby is a man written by a woman, which is the highest compliment a man
yes,
can
absolutely.
receive. And you are, but that is where it gets you.
Yeah.
When,
Yeah,
like,
there's a little
because
yeah.
sometimes those men are like, well, I just do what women tell me.
Yes.
And then like 3 years later they explode.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you really put it very succinctly.
That's like
Because
exactly
you might
what
become
happens.
resentful. You're like,
Yeah.
I fucking listened to them and I give them what they want, and now I'm goddamn miserable.
What-
Yeah, like recently my boyfriend apologized to me because I asked him if he wanted to hang out and he was like, I just need to be alone for a
Yeah.
night. And he was like, hey, sorry about that last night. I was just like in a mood or whatever. And I was like, no, thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I already dated the guy who never did that. And then 2.5 years into our relationship, he told me he hated me.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know
I've
what
never-
I mean? Because
yeah.
he would never say no to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was
Yeah.
just,
Yes.
I didn't realize I was just bugging him all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And then he exploded.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
so much better to just be like, hey, buddy, I need to fucking play video games and not have some bitch in my ear telling me to turn it off.
Wait, can I ask a question about like not loving some? This is like one of women's core fears
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
sure.
That he secretly doesn't love me fear.
Really?
Yes, because
Interesting.
there's this idea of like what Lizzie said, they've quietly been resenting you and kind of annoyed by you for so long. A big fight happens and they go like, I never even loved you. And then you're like, I wasted my life. I thought this person loved me.
Oh my God, I spent my early 20s
Yes,
with you.
I gave you
I
my-
could have been so cool.
My tits
Yeah.
were so high when we met. Now
so
they're on
high
the
when we met,
ground.
and now they're facing another
Oh,
direction.
now I have to date a fucking guy who works for some bullshit
Wow.
company. Did you know when you said, because I don't know who said I love you first, I imagine maybe it was her.
Well, that's a whole thing too.
But woo.
Yeah.
Did you ever think for a second like maybe I do, or was there like I love you and then I fell out? Like how did it happen?
Well,
I asked the hard hitting. I'm the hard hitting questions guy.
Here's the thing. I was on a podcast once
Life.
where we talked, and it was called Toxic Relationships, and I told the whole story of my engagement.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She found it,
Right.
and called me for the first
So
time
you
in
don't
2
want
years.
that to happen again.
And
Yeah.
no, and it's not so much. It's just I don't want that to. I don't think that'll happen again.
Yeah.
But it just makes me think twice
Yeah.
about some things.
No, I get
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
for sure.
so it's like no, I don't think I was ever in love with her.
Okay.
And I think that, and to the second part, what you were saying was for a year straight, at least, from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep, I would think to myself, well, why wouldn't you? Of course you love her. She's great. She's pretty.
Yeah,
she's sweet.
sure.
She's nice. She's smart. She's blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And in a constant wrestling with myself and not
Right.
even allowing myself to think that I didn't.
Right.
And so, and the way that like the whole thing ended was I was with, all right, so I'm at my therapist's office
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, all right, if you didn't have to worry about what anyone would think about you,
Oh, this is a great.
okay, where she's like,
Therapist.
you don't worry about what your ma thinks about you, you don't worry about what I think about you, you don't worry what anyone thinks about you.
Wow.
What do you want right now?
Yeah.
And I said, I don't want to marry Nicole.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I'd even allowed myself to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big moment.
And my therapist is like, okay, time's up. I'll see
Get
you
outta
in
here.
2.5 weeks.
Oh my god.
my
And
God.
meanwhile, her ma is flying in from Mexico
Yeah.
that day to go look at wedding dresses with my ma and her tomorrow.
Oh my God, I could
Yeah.
throw up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could throw
I'm
up.
throwing up right now.
And so I went home to my ma's house,
Mm-hmm.
crying, blah blah blah, and I called it off that night.
Wow.
And it was
Which
a
is the
disaster.
responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, it was the Lizzie. It was the responsible thing to do. Yes, thank you. But at the same time, there was nothing else that I could do. I could not live another moment
But
without.
you could have let her buy the dress.
Well,
Right.
And that
yeah,
would have been fucked.
Yeah.
yes, it would have, but it also would have been like I called it off at that point for my own
Yeah.
well-being,
And
Yeah.
also
You know,
hers too.
No,
Oh,
but
for
that's what
sure.
I'm
But I
saying.
wasn't thinking about her.
Yeah.
It worked out, yes, that she didn't go buy the dress and blah 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 blah. And like, but it was like once the thing came out, and it's like resonates with me when you say that women have this great fear that they say yes all the time,
Yeah.
and then it builds up, and it's like yes, that's happened to me every single
Right.
time,
Yeah.
and I still have not learned how to say, you know what, I just want to be alone tonight. Like I haven't
And
learned how to say that.
It took me a long time to learn that that's a good thing
Yeah,
for my
yeah.
partner to say
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Because I used to be very anxious and I would think that that meant that he didn't like me.
Yeah.
And I've dated a lot of people who have told me after we broke up that like they felt like I felt abandoned by them
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
they didn't want to hang out with me.
Yeah.
Especially if they like had nothing else to do. They just wanted to be alone.
Yeah.
Because it would give me anxiety and it would make me think that they didn't like me, blah, blah, blah. It took me a long time to be like, that is a good and healthy thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the fact that somebody trusts you enough to be able to say that to
Huge.
you
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And like,
100%.
it's good. It's a good thing for you.
Yeah.
I also think because you were talking about how you were like I went to college and got a job pipeline and then got engaged. I think that happens to so many people.
Sure.
Well, totally.
That's just like, I checked all the boxes. I did all the things
This
I
is
was
the next
supposed
thing
to
now.
do.
Yeah.
And you don't hate the person
No.
that
No.
you're marrying by any means.
No.
You just also don't love them.
I think
Yes.
you were
and
talking.
that stinks.
I think you were
Yes.
talking about this narrative. If you're doing this thing where like they're pretty, they're smart, they're funny,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to run a
Exactly.
checklist of
Yes.
a person. You're
Yeah.
just like, I fucking love this.
Yeah, you know
Right,
you're in love with
right.
someone when you can't even think of the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when my therapist, I've been dating someone and my therapist has been like, what do you like about him? And I'm like, I don't know.
I just fucking like
right.
I just fucking like him.
Yes.
And but when you're like, well, he calls his mom every day.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
He has a decent job.
like a
then it's
business
like,
arrangement.
Yeah, you
Yes.
you're out. You're done.
I do think women have to consider the business arrangement a little bit more than men do.
Yes.
Because we gotta, if we want kids,
And you're on a clock.
we-
yeah, for
you're
sure.
on a clock.
Everything's different.
Yeah, but I do think a reason why I knew that I loved my partner was that I was like, he's got it. Like this guy's fucking cool and awesome, and I'll go through life with any shit that comes our way. I respect him. I know he's got it, and
Yeah.
that was less of like when he has this and this and this. I was just like, he's the fucking dude.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna
Yeah.
marry someone, I gotta be like, this guy's the fucking dude.
And I also think to your point there, it's like for a woman,
Mhm.
I gotta imagine security is a big part of the equation.
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
and like so, like that, like you say, like someone that's got it.
Yeah.
like this guy, it's together.
Yeah,
I have to worry
it's
about.
handled.
yes, yes.
Well, Andrew and I were talking the other day about how when I'm with my boyfriend, I turn into like a baby. Not in
it's
the
Yeah.
like
such a relief.
not in like the baby voice way, but in the like I'm like not paying attention to what subway we're getting on. Like
Yes.
I'm not
Yeah.
like looking where I'm going. I'm just like holding his hand and like touching things.
Yes.
You know? But it's like that is what I want.
Yeah.
I want to be with a guy who's fucking got it and I can turn because I spend my whole life
right.
alert and
Yeah.
late,
Yeah.
but I'm thinking about everything all the time. I'm trying not to get punched in the face. I'm walking down the street. I'm like head on a swivel. I'm
Yeah.
trying to be a woman with a career. Everything all the time is like, it feels like it's just like shoving down on me. And then I get with some guy where I can be like, this is
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
That's such a good feeling, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's so
Yeah.
nice.
I don't even
Yeah.
think it is more gendered in a traditional sense. Like we kind of have.
No, but sometimes he's the baby.
But that's what I'm saying. I do think it's.
I don't know if you would like that.
I think one has to primarily be the daddy and one has to primarily be the
Be
baby.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be gender because there's queer relationships or same sex, whatever
But
it
no
is.
matter what, somebody's the daddy and somebody's the baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when you're the daddy all day long in life, it's nice
Yeah.
to be. It's nice to be.
Especially like I was talking to him about this, but like I live alone and I have for a while. And every time I was sick, it sucks to be sick and be your own daddy.
Yeah.
Because you have to go to CVS and get that prescription.
Yeah.
You have to go, like one time I like cut myself by accident, like in the bathroom, and I had to go to the store and get all the stuff for it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to sit there and be a baby and be sad that I hurt myself. And so to have somebody in your life who will
the
get you
baby's
Tylenol
hurt.
is like, oh my God, the baby's hurt.
She's got it all.
Do something about the baby.
Wait, so did your friends, like your closest friends at the time, were they like good call, buddy? Like, how did people react to the engagement fallout?
They were all shocked.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
the front was constant.
Yeah.
And everywhere. And I couldn't admit to myself, so I certainly couldn't admit it to my friends and stuff. So it was very like, nobody was like, good call. I think later on, they're like, okay, I get it now.
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I think it's especially hard when you are in this culture of people who are just doing the thing and getting married, and you're with someone who does check the boxes.
Yeah.
But like, I think we now live outside of, like, specifically living in New York and having weird jobs and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. We live outside of that culture. So like, I had a
Yes.
friend who recently was with a woman who checked all the boxes, but I could just tell that they weren't in love with each other.
Yeah.
And the moment he brought up, like, I don't know, I think maybe I want to, and I was like, break up with her? You want to break up with her?
Yeah.
And I was like, you have to.
Yeah.
Because she also deserves to be with someone who matches what she's bringing to the table. And that's not you, because you're not, it's just, you check each other's boxes, but you're just not it.
But that's
It's
right.
just not it. And
Yeah.
it's like so much easier to live in a world where you can say that. Where you
Yeah.
can be like, this isn't the one.
Yes.
It just isn't. And I think a lot of people are afraid that then there's nobody else out there. But like, okay, what if there isn't?
Yeah, then
We have a bunch of friends.
go be a stripper in
Yeah.
Paris.
Yeah.
Like, that's also fun too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It like and I was in that world when that happened,
Yeah.
where all my friends had gotten married or were
Yeah.
on their way,
Yeah.
and so it was just like, it was very much the thing,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And like, to your point about, you know, your partner or whatever deserves that as well. She fucking got married a month after our wedding date.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah.
Because that's what she wanted.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
And it was like, and she was older than me at the time too. So that was another thing that was weighing on it a whole lot, where I couldn't allow myself to like think, maybe I don't want this, because at the time I was like 27, she was 31,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew she wanted kids. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, she has to.
Get married
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And she's, you know, comes from a traditional background and blah, blah, blah. So like, her even getting to 31 without having kids,
Yeah.
I think was a
Yeah.
thing
Deal,
for her.
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I so don't
Yeah.
envy women who their like dream is to be a mother.
Yeah.
Because I've talked to these women who are like,
Yeah, we talked to one last night.
They're 25 years old. And they're like, well, if I don't get married in the next 3 years, I can't have as many kids as I want. And I'm like, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I'm 27 and I feel like I was 12 yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're thinking about motherhood?
It's
Yeah.
insane.
I'm complaining about being my own dad.
Yeah.
I don't want to go get the Tylenol.
Yeah, what am I going to get? Baby Tylenol
Oh
now?
my God.
I'm going to have
Yeah.
a crib in my New York City apartment? What are we,
Jesus
nuts?
Christ.
But I also think, don't you think though, when you do become a mother, whether it's thrust upon you or whether you like,
Thrust inside you.
yeah, that was as soon as that came out of my mouth, I'm like, okay, there's something.
There's
there.
something
Yeah, we're
cooking.
cooking with gas.
But like, I feel like you switch over.
Yeah, I
though.
think so.
I think
Yeah.
you like.
if you're a
I
good
think there's,
person.
I
Yeah.
think, God,
yeah.
I-
Hopefully, you do.
God
I hope that there's
Yeah.
something in your brain that switches over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
right now, and I don't think I'm going, I don't know, but sometimes I remember that my mom listens sometimes and I
Yeah.
haven't told her that I'm not going to have kids. But
I think you are.
I know for some reason you think I am.
I just feel it.
But I hope to God there's a switch in the brain.
Yeah.
Because if I'm stuck with this brain and a baby, we're both fucked.
Yeah,
I was late to my own podcast. I can't have a baby. I can't handle having hair extensions.
yeah, if you have a baby.
What are you talking about?
If you have a baby, unfortunately, I have a baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And wow.
And we're not ready for a
You're
we
not
baby.
ready
can't
for
even
baby.
screw in a light bulb over here. I mean, I also think that when I got engaged, everyone in my life was like kind of shocked. And I like that.
I didn't know that you were engaged, and I was kind of surprised.
Yeah.
To hear that too.
But it's because like this whole time I've been like marriage is bullshit. My parents had a horrible marriage. It's
Yeah.
a cruel thing to women. It makes you feel desperate. You pick a bad partner. You're miserable. If you're single at a wedding, all the girls are like, you'll find some. I think it's the meanest, shittiest
Yeah.
culture. And I think the fact that I was like, this is the guy, and that's why I'm doing this, because I want to
Yeah.
build a life with the guy. There's no other reason to do it except
Yeah.
for that. I think
Yeah.
that's the only reason to do it. And so was 22-year-old me being like, monogamy's a sham. I'm gonna live in a palace alone till I die.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
that's also, and I'm not saying you were doing this, but that also is
I was
the
avoiding
theme
intimacy
song of a woman who can't find someone to marry.
And I was absolutely that.
Like a woman surrounded by total duds who's
yes.
like, you know
Yeah.
what? Maybe the whole thing's made up. And it's like, yeah, sister.
Yeah, totally. Keep telling yourself that.
Totally,
Yeah.
babe.
Let's take a quick break, and what I want to talk about next kind of dovetails.
Yeah.
It thrusts directly into the next thing.
Perf.
So we'll be right
We'll
back,
be right
baby.
back.
And we're back. Snakes, bitches, latecomers, shortcomers, always coming comers, coming too much comers. It's
Oh my
Respectfully
God.
Podcast. We're here with Bobby. This segment has been percolating for a while.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this. Lizzie, kick it off.
Well, we both admitted that we're both people who are late all the time. And I would argue we're both also known liars.
Known liars.
Oh, wow.
Love to lie.
Big time lying my ass off through the city.
Yeah.
Because I think so often the kind thing to do is lie.
Yes.
And so the thing that we want to talk about is, respectfully, if you're going to look me in the eye and say you're a person who doesn't lie, shut the fuck up. Either you're lying right now,
Yes.
or you're a total loser.
You've never lied?
Right.
That's socially inept behavior, and you're not a priest. We've
Yeah.
got to
Yeah.
get by.
There's no reason.
Yeah.
Well, are you talking like? I mean, like there's of course like white lies to protect people's
Right.
Yes,
feelings.
that's
This is the breakdown.
That's the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So of course you must do that.
Yes.
And like anyone that says I
You-
value
you-
truth over
These
everything,
like
fuck
these
you.
radical honesty fucks.
Yeah,
12-step
fuck that.
cucks.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Yes. But I think there's also like what we were talking about in relationships before, where there's like where it's like, do you want to hang out today? I'm like, yeah, I do want to hang out. And so that's like
Yeah.
that's a lying that's also unproductive.
Right.
Yes, sure.
You know?
Well, this is what I was going to say, because I'm like a drug addict alcoholic, so I used to do big lies.
I don't do big lies.
Big lies are bad.
I can't
Yes.
do. I
Big
can't
lies
do
will
big
bite
lies.
you right in the ass.
Yeah.
Big lies, oh, you're in a web.
Yeah.
You're in a web
Yeah.
and you're fucked.
And
okay?
you could do because that is I could never do like I was one of those Catholic upbringing, blah blah blah. Like
Yeah.
I would feel terrified to lie, and if I did, I would like have like a mini panic attack until I like
Yeah.
confessed. You know, so like the
Yeah.
big lie, even thinking of that gives me anxiety to even.
Yeah. And I'm kind of that way now, because I think, like, I always talk about alcoholism in the way that, like, I think everybody gets a certain number of drinks in their life. And I just drank all of mine too early. So now I don't
Interesting.
get any more. I also think the same is true with lies.
Yeah.
I think everybody gets a certain amount of lies in their life, and I spent all of mine while I was being an addict. So now I have a really hard time lying.
Yeah.
Like I can't lie to my friends. I can't lie to my boyfriend, because I'm like, that's gonna fundamentally ruin our relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're
Because
right
that's
about
what
that.
happened to me in the
Yes.
past. And so like even little things, like one time I like felt like early in my relationship, I like wanted to lie to my boyfriend because I took an Uber to his house, and I didn't want to seem like the desperate girl who would take an Uber to Harlem.
Yeah.
But like, but
God,
whatever,
that's
like,
such a thing.
but then I was like, just tell him.
yeah.
Because what are you going to be in a web of lies where you took the subway? Like,
Yeah.
Wait. Why would you not want to tell him that you took an Uber?
Because it feels
And you responded to wait.
because it feels desperate.
It feels desperate.
It feels
It
wait,
feels
okay.
desperate if you're newly dating someone
Yeah.
and you're in a completely different neighborhood that he is, and he texts you and goes, "Do you want to come over?" And you go,
Yes, right now. I'll get on a $50
Now
Uber.
you're a puppy
I
dog
need your dick so
who's
badly.
doing
I'm
whatever
so,
he says
I'm
because
so
you need
lonely.
cock.
Oh my god.
And that's humiliating.
I'm paying
Wow.
money for your cock.
I
If
paid
you're
$30.
over $50.
I paid $30
Oh
for
my
cock. Oh my
God.
god! I should
Wow.
publicly
I
kill
never
myself.
thought I never thought of this side of that equation.
Oh, I went to
Interesting.
Deep Queens once for a guy with a ponytail, and the whole time I was like, "What,
What
are
am I
you doing?"
I mean, this is different because it's someone I actually like, but
Yeah.
it's like I didn't want. It was too early for him to know how much I liked him.
Yeah.
You know what I hadn't told him yet.
Dignity, people. You gotta
You
carry
gotta
a little
have dignity. But then I don't remember what it was, but something came up where he asked me, like, I think maybe he had taken the train home and like it was all fucked up or something, and he asked me about it. And my bad brain was like, lie. You
Yeah.
can do this. You know enough about the subway to do this.
Yeah.
And then I just went, I took a cab.
Yeah.
I took a cab to your house. And of course he didn't care.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's so funny about that is it's so interesting seeing this, and I get it. Like intellectually, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's like if I was him, I'd be like, oh, okay. Well, good to see you. You know, like it wouldn't even occur to me to think, this fucking bitch paid $30 to come get my cock.
Yeah.
What a pathetic bitch. Like, that's so funny to think that you think that, but I get it.
But you don't strike me as a manipulative person.
No.
And I think manipulative people are like, I got her.
Manipulative people are sniffing for the girl who took the cab.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're like,
Interesting.
I'll never take the girl who took a cab out on a date in public because I know
Because
she's
I don't
a
have
rancid
to.
little whore
Yeah.
who will spend $70.
She's a desperate, stupid
Oh
whore.
my
Yes, and then
God,
she'll
that's
take
so
the train
funny.
back afterwards because she can't afford the train back. So she had to sit in her own piss and be
Yeah.
like, oh God, I went to fucking Jamaica, Queens to go to this guy's house where all he has is like weird art all over his
Oh my
walls and he's
God.
unemployed and he's polyamorous and what am I
madam.
doing with my life?
Yeah.
It's such a full arc
Yeah.
of just of emotions.
You went from that, and now you're engaged to a former bricklayer.
Yeah,
Look at that,
dude.
You-
Look at that.
You wised up.
Yes, because it's just like, and this is something I think we should circle back to the lying stuff. But I think when a person likes you, you know, because they like show up for you and do things just innately, you know.
Yeah.
And like you can't fake the funk in that way. Like
Yeah.
Queen's guy was totally cool with me. He didn't offer to pay for the Uber back.
Yeah.
You're just, you know, when you're like being cucked
Yeah.
in a way that
Yeah.
a person doesn't like really give a fuck about you.
There's nothing that feels worse than knowing that you like someone more than they like you. And you're like,
Yeah.
he would never take an Uber.
Nope.
He would never pay for an Uber to my house. But I sure did pay for one to his. And that's humiliating. That is so humiliating.
Yeah.
So you go, maybe I should lie about this.
Yeah.
But then instead you just have to be like, yeah, I don't know. I like being around you.
Yeah, but that's your boyfriend though.
I know.
You know,
Yeah,
so
different.
But
that
he wasn't
does-
at the time. Now
Okay.
I'd be like, I took an Uber to your house.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
In your
Interesting.
broken off engagement, she was taking the Uber and you weren't taking the Uber.
You weren't taking the
Oh,
Uber.
like, yeah.
in
okay.
life.
But also,
This
I
was
think,
before
but I think
Ubers
sometimes-
even existed.
Sure, I'm talking
That's-
about
But I do think
spiritually.
sometimes
Yes.
that kind of guy is taking the Uber
Yeah.
because he's trying to do all the right things.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
getting like in some way the analogy works, and in some way, no, I was still to
You
your
were
point,
taking
I was
the
taking
Uber.
the Uber.
To keep the front up.
Yes, I was taking the Uber against my own fucking will.
Yeah.
You know.
Why am I another version of like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
The quiet voice in the back of your head. I mean, here's the thing I do love. I love about lies. I love more than anything when I know someone's lying.
The
when
best.
I've like done the research around and a little snake has told me they're lying, and then I'm watching the liar try to like set the lie up.
Yeah, like basically what you're saying is like when you've gossiped enough
Yes.
to know everything that's going on in an acquaintance's life.
Yes.
And then that acquaintance tries to tell you anything different. You go, totally.
Tell me more. Tell me
Totally
more.
whatever little story you just told.
Yeah.
I know you can't fucking sneeze in this town.
I'm a god.
Without me hearing about it.
I'm a god amongst men.
People, Andrea and I are the people that everyone goes to with their gossip.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
so
love
then when
it.
people try to lie to us, it's like, yeah. I know what you had for
Are you
breakfast.
having this situation
A lot.
more
Often.
than once?
A lot.
That is so funny.
Yes.
People don't know that we're behind the scenes.
Puppet masters.
Moving and shaking and knowing everything. You think we didn't know
Terrifying.
that the
Yes.
engagement was going to come up before you even sat down in here? We're playing on a different level than everybody
That
else.
is so funny.
We're playing chestnut checkers.
Yeah, I guess so.
We're pocketing information
Yeah.
about everybody we meet
Oh.
and just waiting to use it.
Yep. Just throwing those dice out.
Incredible.
Have you ever been caught in a lie? Minus the big bad lie.
Jeez. I'm sure, yes, but
Yeah.
I can't think of a time because honestly, it's very rare.
Yeah.
That I will because I have no poker face.
Yeah.
You know this game Mafia? Have you ever played the game
Yeah,
Mafia?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We were playing Mafia the first time I ever played, all right? And our friend Mike Timlin, great comic,
I love
very
him.
good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Yes. I was one of the Mafias.
Yeah.
And the first time, and he's looking at me, he's like, Bobby, come on. You're Mafia.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. And he's like, you're Mafia. I'm like, all right, I'm
Yeah.
Mafia. It was the first round.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what? I can't,
You can't fix your face.
I
Yeah.
can't, when people ask how tall I am, I say 6 feet. Well, actually 5'11" and a half, and I say 6 feet because you can't round up, but it's actually 6 feet.
Yeah.
I can't do it
Yeah.
at all, So I've and the one good thing about that is I've seldom got caught in a lie because I crumble.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am a fantastic liar.
I could see you being
Me
very
too.
good. I could see you being very good.
Fantastic
Yeah.
li- And it's a problem because I have to have a moral compass.
Yeah.
Like I have to tell myself that it's not okay to lie about this thing because the Uber example with the subway, I totally could have been like, I know it's skipping 96th Street, right? Because I know everything that's going on. I'm so good at lying, but I don't do it for the most part, but I do it a little bit.
I like a little treat.
And also as a late
Yeah.
late person,
Yeah.
as a late person, I'm a
Oh,
liar.
you got so
Oh.
much.
I
You
am
got so many
lying
opportunities
my
to
dick
lie.
clean
Yeah.
off.
The subway.
Oh, the
Yeah.
subway
Oh, no.
was a disaster, and my landlord called. There was a leak in the apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, you know it's
Incredible.
This is great. I know what you're thinking of. Is this? Someone told us a story about. I don't know if this actually was something you knew about.
Okay.
Someone told us a story about another comedian was late to a show.
Uh-huh.
And he sent a text that said, "Sorry, I'm not going to make it. There was a small fire in my apartment. Don't worry, everyone's fine."
Oh.
And it wasn't true at all.
Oh.
But to throw
A fire.
to throw in, "Don't worry, everyone's fine,"
Yeah.
is a masterpiece.
Yes.
That is
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I admire that so
Yes,
much.
yes.
To not, and this is also a person who obviously isn't late and isn't a liar because they have no idea how to do it. Small fire in the apartment is fantastic.
that is incredible.
I love that.
I never even thought of that. A
That's
fire?
that's like when a baby lies for the first time.
Yes. Yes.
You know how like babies lie and you're like, yeah, man, whatever.
Yeah.
This is that, but it's like a 35-year-old man that we know.
Oh my God.
Louis C.K., unfortunately, brilliant comedian, sexual predator.
Yeah.
Had this great bit about not like when your child first learns how to lie, how can you tell them not to do that? Because it solves so
Everything.
many problems. It's magical.
Do you remember
Yeah.
the first time you told a lie? I
Really?
I remember the first time I like constructed a lie.
I'm trying to
All right. What was
Yeah,
it?
you
I
go
was-
first, I'll think.
4 years old.
Okay.
I was walking downstairs in my house and I saw my dad's shoes at the top of the stairs.
Mhm.
And this was also my first bit because I was like, it'll be funny if I put his shoes on that are too big for me
Mhm.
and come down the stairs and act like everything's
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
That'll be
Yeah.
funny.
That's a good
So
bit.
it's a good bit.
Yeah.
Imagine a little 4-year-old girl, but that's cute.
I love it.
Like I knew I was cute. I was like getting away with murder.
Mhm.
So I put the shoes on and I went to walk down the stairs and I fell down the
I was gonna
stairs
say, yeah, that's-
and I broke my arm.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
my
no.
first thought was, I did something to cause this.
Mhm.
So I'm going to get in trouble for this. When in reality, it would have been like the main issue is your arm's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like my child brain is like, I did something I
Yeah.
shouldn't have done, obviously, because it ended in disaster. So I'm going to get in trouble. So my babysitter was the only one home. And she came over to me and she was like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And I said that my dad left his shoes on the stairs, which is something that he would do.
Evil.
And I tripped
Wow.
over them.
Yeah.
And everybody believed me. And everybody felt bad for me.
Oh my God.
Because it wasn't my fault that I broke my arm.
And
Oh
I'm a
my
little
God, he left the
baby.
shoes on the stairs while the baby was on the stairs. How
Wait.
can you do that to her?
Even your
and I
dad?
think my father died thinking that it was
I was
his
gonna-
fault that my arm broke.
That
I can't even because you're a little baby. You have
I'm a
no
little
idea
baby.
the bedroom conversations
I have
taking
no
place.
idea
Yeah.
the guilt that will weigh
Yeah.
on my father, who I now know the next year when I had open heart surgery was like, if she doesn't make it, I'll kill myself. Loved me that much.
Yeah.
It probably ate him alive
Oh my
to think that it was his fault that his baby daughter broke her arm.
You're the devil.
And I was just like, well, look who got away with that.
Yeah.
Got away with something. No, you would have
something
never
that
gotten in
was
trouble.
bad.
But then you get a taste of it, and you're like, I can live a consequence-free life.
And then I was like, I literally remember being like, oh, this is the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The answer is you just lie all the time.
It's literal magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tried, and then the next year I tried to get out of school by telling my kindergarten teacher I celebrated Kwanzaa. It didn't work.
That's awesome. Wow.
Didn't work.
Yeah, swing and a miss on that one.
She goes.
You got greedy.
Yeah.
She goes, you celebrate Kwanzaa? And I went, yep. And she goes, does Santa Claus come to your house?
Nice.
And I went, well, yeah. And she was like, right, so you celebrate Christmas. And I was like, fuck. She got me with Santa. I forgot about Santa.
Yeah.
I didn't factor
Oh my
in
God.
Santa.
Bobby, do you remember a first lie?
No.
Yeah.
I've got like none.
You're a pure dough.
Especially when I was a little kid. Never. I could not. And I used to tell on myself too.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
so it was double whammy. And I remember even like my cousin, because my cousins used to babysit me, there would be some times where we would do something bad and I like got, I told my mom and my cousin would be like, what are you doing?
We got away with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Like, why
Yeah.
are you, don't
I was
tell
your
on
cousin.
yourself.
Yeah.
I was the cousin who was like, shut up.
Yeah.
We're home free.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yes.
What are
yes.
you doing right
I was
now?
a total fucking nerd.
Yeah.
And I do
Yeah.
think that adults who don't lie are total fucking nerds.
Yeah.
And they're acting like it's like cool and punk rock, to be radically honest.
No.
And you're actually just a dork virgin loser.
Well, and it's also like,
It's also mean.
It's also destructive. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was going to
yeah.
say, like, the radical honesty thing is also like something you're exercising and playing out some sort of like antisocial shit
Yes,
with that.
yes.
You know?
It's antisocial and it's also like disconnected from social like reality.
There's a
Yes,
pH
yes.
balance to
Yes, we
social
live in a fucking
interaction.
world.
we live in
here.
a society
Yeah.
and you have to operate inside
Yeah.
it. You can't just walk around saying whatever you feel.
Yes.
That's fucking
You got to
crazy.
play the game.
Also, women need to lie for safety. If
Yeah.
there's a weird guy who's talking to me too much and I feel uncomfortable, I analyze him and I go, I'm either saying I have a boyfriend, if this guy's
Yeah.
kind of
Even
like
if I don't.
heteronormative and will respect a man being with
Yeah.
me, or if I really want to like close the door immediately to this person, I'll go, I'm gay.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
need to be
But then
going
there are
around-
some men who take that as a challenge.
Totally. Gay is the second door.
Yeah.
And then like the third is leaving. But it's like I know the lies that set
See, this is where we
safety in
differ
place.
because
yeah.
my lie is leaving.
Yeah.
My first door is leaving, and I'm gonna lie in order to leave.
Yeah. And
I'm
that's
gonna
fair.
go. I
Yeah.
actually have to take a phone call outside. Great talking to you.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I'm gonna go outside and not even pretend to talk on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
You know?
also the radically honest people are the same. You know the book, The Four Agreements?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I think that like I did 12-step for a while. I think 12-step is really helpful to people who need structure in their life. And I would rather you be like a sober dork than like someone who's using and dies and whatever. Like I will
Yeah.
never say
Yeah.
12-step is a useless thing. I think it's
Yeah.
really helpful. But some people go so deep into 12-step and
Dopeless hope fiends.
right. And I
Yeah.
have the whatever. And it's just like, you're making everyone around you uncomfortable. You're trying to be a good
Yeah.
person, but what you're really doing is being like, I'm better than you. I
Yeah.
followed the rules.
I
Yeah.
dated a radically honest 12-step person.
Sure.
And they told me to my face that they couldn't figure out if I was worth not fucking other people.
Yeah.
And I said to them, that is a conversation you have with your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a conversation for you and me.
Yeah.
That is a conversation that you
Jesus.
have with your friends to figure out if you want to date me because you just made me feel like shit and now I want to go home.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't say that to someone's face.
No.
That is destructive antisocial honesty.
Yes.
When
Yes.
I'm with you, you save that question for later.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're just with me right now, and then you can figure out if you want to break up with me.
Yeah.
But to say to my face,
Yeah.
I don't know if this is worth
That's
not
fucking
fucking
insane.
other-
And to be like, I'm a better person for being radically honest with this woman.
Yeah, how
about-
dare you?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
like
God.
fully unacceptable.
Yeah.
Like it is. It's like we live in a society. Everyone's got to play the fucking game. everyone has feelings.
Yeah.
You do need to lie
Yeah.
to preserve people's feelings. And if you are not willing to do that, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Full stop.
You don't care
And the
about
thing
people.
that really gets me that you already kind of said is like that person forever will be like, I did the right thing because I was honest with her.
which is pathetic.
Which is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
There's also, like, to your point of we live in a society, I need people in my life that we can be in a social setting, something can happen, I can look them in the eye, and the communication can be like, we gotta lie to this person.
We're
we gotta
gonna
get
lie
the
right
fuck
now.
out of here. Like, there's
Yeah.
gotta be an innate understanding of appropriate times to lie, appropriate times to make moves. Like, you can't just be a rule follower who is never gonna help me out of a bad situation.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go hang out with your other dork friends.
Also, it's fun to lie.
It's so fun.
It is
It's
you
fun.
creating a little world.
It's
little
fun
story.
to throw a little story in somewhere sometimes, you know? We're all storytellers at heart.
That is
Sure.
true.
It's fun
That's why
to
we do what we do.
It's fun to do a little, oh, my Uber got a flat tire. And let me tell you all about it.
There was a small fire.
There was a
My
small
Uber.
fire in my Uber. Everybody's fine.
Don't worry, everyone's fine.
Have you guys ever? I had have a conversation with a very close friend. Asked them the question that is your most self-conscious question.
Yeah.
And they've lied to you, and you know it, and you go, "There's a lie."
Wait.
Wait, give
So,
me an example.
Like, say you go to your close friend, and like you're like, I don't know if my boyfriend loves. It's like the big scary one.
Okay. Yeah.
And they do the like, yeah, sure he does. You hear the like,
Oh,
in their
yeah,
voice. And
yeah,
you
you
go,
hear the panic.
yeah, and you
Yeah.
go, oh fuck, that's a lie.
Yes.
Have you ever had that moment?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember I was with I was dating someone seriously, and she had 2 kids, and it was a big sacrifice thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to make it sound like that, but it was like, oh,
Sure.
if I stay with her, my life is going to be different.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And I was with my friend Matthias, who I lived with.
Great
he's like my
name.
best friend. Oh yeah, he's
Oh my
and a
God.
great
Yeah,
guy.
Sick.
And I was sitting
Legendary.
out with him. We were drinking. We were sitting on the porch of our apartment, and I was like, you know, what do you think about this person? Like,
Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Other Nicole.
it's kind of fucked up. That's her actual name. And,
Rachel.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you think about her? And he went, man, if you're happy, I'm happy.
Woo!
There's
and
the
as
lie.
soon as he
There's
said
the
that, I
lie.
was like, oh no. Like I was totally expecting him to be like, oh yeah, she's the greatest, dude. Go for it. You know?
Yeah.
And he liked her, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think he was thinking, you know, like, are you ready for this? And I was so fully expecting him to just reinforce what I wanted to think,
Yeah.
which was the thing that would not make me have a difficult conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted him to be
Wow.
like, yeah, dude, go for it, bro. And he was like, if you're happy, I'm happy, man. I'm like, oh no.
Bobby, that story just made me realize a time that someone did that exact lie to me.
Oh, really?
And it was my father.
Really? What
I
was
was
it?
dating a man who you both knew about who was 15, 16 years older than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was fine at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked my dad, who I don't think had met him yet,
Mm-hmm.
but I told my dad that he was that much older than me.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you think about this? And my dad said, if you're happy, I'm happy.
Yeah,
And I'm realizing right now, because I expected my dad to be mad about that.
Yeah.
And I'm realizing right now that he was letting me figure that out by myself and
Yeah.
was so unhappy with it.
Yeah.
But was like, also, like, I think you have to think as a parent, like, well, if I say don't do it, she's going to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just got to hit her with the, if you're happy, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And let this shit. Because, like, we were never going to end up together. And I
No.
think he knew that.
Yeah.
So he just hit me with it. But that story made me realize, like, oh, that was a lie.
Yeah.
That was a big time lie.
100%.
If you're happy, I'm happy is the first line of defense against a friend making a bad decision.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they advance further and the stakes become higher, I think you have one shot.
Yeah.
To be honest, if you really love this person and you want the best for them, you got one shot to be like, hey, I'm bringing you a case and I love you and I see you and I don't think this is good for you.
And here's a bulletin board with a bunch of red
Right,
string
right,
on
right,
it
right,
because
right.
this guy stinks.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, I feel that's interesting because I think with women dating men, girlfriends presenting a case
Yeah.
is one thing. I kind of feel, and I might be wrong here, but I kind of feel like my guy friends, if someone is dating or engaged to or married to someone that I'm like, ugh, I think my job is to shut the fuck up. I kind of feel like it's like they either make the choice or don't. But what I can't do is introduce a like, but I don't like her, just so you know.
Right.
You know, like I don't know.
Well, I think it depends on why you don't like her.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like-
if it's like a danger thing,
That's
Or
what I'm
if,
saying.
or if she's just a person who like constantly makes him feel small
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
That's like one thing. But if she's just fucking annoying,
Yes.
it's your job to shut the fuck
That-
up.
okay,
Yeah.
you know what? That's
Because
that's
she
a
might
good
not be annoying to
differentiator.
him.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But she's annoying to you, and it's your job to just suck it up
Yeah.
and hang out with this annoying girl sometimes.
Yes.
But if she's like insulting him in front of other
Yeah.
people or
Yeah.
like whatever the thing is, you know, like poking or prodding or like whatever, that's when I think you can be like, hey, okay, this is the breakdown. If you think your friend deserves better,
Yeah.
Okay,
like
that's an
deserves
interesting-
better
yeah.
treatment, then I think you say something.
Yeah.
But if you think you deserve a better hang,
Yeah.
You gotta
that's
shut the fuck
up.
That's a good way of putting
that's
it.
actually time for you to lie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's time for you to
Yeah.
go, we love her.
Yeah. And there's
Her?
that voice
Yeah,
again.
if
yeah.
it goes,
Oh, her?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you, the best?
Oh my God.
Oh, she's the best.
I love talking to her
I
about
love
business optimization.
Yeah.
Don't get me started, buddy.
I love her. I think she rules, you know? Let's take another break and then we can ask Bobby what his respectfully is.
All right, see you soon. Bobby, 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 Bobby. Bobby, 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 Bobby. What's going
Not
on,
bad.
buddy? This is
Hey.
respectfully and
Hey.
we would love to hear what chaps your ass, what grinds your fucking gears.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a couple.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Well, on the way here, I thought of one thing,
Mm-hmm.
but then on the way here, I got a coffee because I didn't have time to make it at home,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to like a nice coffee shop,
Mm-hmm.
and they asked, like, I'm like, I want the drip coffee, and he said, do you want milk or black? And I was like, milk. And it's like, here's the thing.
I know what
Why
you're
in
gonna
New
say.
York do they use milk instead of cream? It's cream. Only in New York do they use milk,
Uh-huh.
which drives me insane. And the milk is behind the fucking counter, so he puts it in. But it's like, bro, I'm paying $4 for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to decide how much I
Yep.
put in or
Yeah.
don't, and I want a choice of the fucking
half
thing.
and half.
Yeah.
Give me the
And
half and half.
He handed it to me, and it was lukewarm. $4 cup of coffee, this lukewarm
Egregious.
with fucking milk.
A crime.
And okay, so that's just whatever. That just annoyed me here. And I had to buy another coffee because it was so lukewarm that I drank it in like
A
5 sips.
second,
And so I bought
yeah.
this from the deli and whatever.
Yeah.
But okay, my thing that annoys me, and this happened
I
at
feel like that was like when someone pops a pimple. Like you just had to get that out of your face.
Yeah, it
like-
was just
yeah.
here.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
now we can
It's in
start.
my
Yeah.
chest.
So I don't okay. People that bring their dogs to places.
Yeah.
I cannot
Yes.
fucking stand this. And I hate to break it to you. It's mostly women. And
Sure.
it's such a fucking pick me girl thing, which by the
Yeah.
way, I learned what that means recently. And I think I'm using it appropriately. But I was at
Pretty
a
close.
fucking
Yeah.
show, all right, doing a show at a brewery, lightly attended, whatevs.
Sure.
Girl walks in with her fucking dog
Yeah.
to the show.
Go to jail.
Alone.
Oh.
It's like, come on, man. Like, dude, this is so disruptive to everything.
Yeah.
If you bring
Yeah.
a dog to a bar, it's disruptive.
Yep.
You bring a dog to a live performance space, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
The amount of times I've been heckled by a dog.
Yes.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you're gonna bring your dog, it better be a dog that will never bark.
It should be a dog on death's doorstep
Yeah.
if
Right.
you're bringing it to
But you're
a
gonna
thing.
bring a dog that's gonna bark, and then you're gonna think that that's cute and part of the show. I'll kill your dog.
And the problem is too that
Let's kill
a lot
dogs.
of the fucking audience do think that it's cute.
I know.
You know?
And so then you
Yeah.
can't be the guy who's like, "Fuck you and your dog."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
and that-
everybody loves the dog and nobody loves you.
No.
You're just a guy with a microphone.
At a
Exactly.
brewery.
And I was the guy that said "fuck you and your dog,"
Oh,
and
God
people
love
did
you.
not
God
love
love
it.
you, yeah.
You know, like it sunk my fucking thing, kind
Yeah.
of.
Right.
And it's just annoying, and it's a very much a city thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like people, these dogs, and I like dogs. I love dogs, but and I hate because I think this is so cliche where it's like your blah is not a personality.
Yes.
But in a lot of dog people's case, it is that thing where it's like, oh my God, your dog, it's an accessory and it's so annoying and it's fucking up my shit. I'm going to step over an animal.
The dog doesn't want to be at a comedy show.
Yeah.
No.
Dogs don't like amplified sound. Get
No.
him out of here.
It's running around a party, and I'm like,
and now I have to worry about the dog.
Yes.
I saw a TikTok the other day where a girl posted this thinking it was like a cute, quirky thing that happened. It was her holding her dog, and the text said, guess which one of us peed on the something at Trader Joe's.
Oh
like
my
the
God.
melons or something.
Fuck.
And the
It's a
first
biohazard,
comment, thank
you
God, the first comment said, hey, queen, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
Good.
Love
yeah.
it.
You don't get to let your dog pee on the produce and then make a little TikTok about it and be like, isn't it adorable that my dog peed on the melons? People are going to put that in their mouth.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
That's insane.
As someone who got a poo-based parasite from someone
Right.
getting it somewhere in New York City, fuck you.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I have to have a stomach problem for 5 months, you selfish
Lord.
cunt.
Yeah.
I probably did get it from a fucking dog. I bet you I got it from a
Yeah,
fucking dog.
these people that are bringing their dogs into places. Also, I worked in restaurants, and you're not allowed to ask someone if their dog is a service dog, but you're not allowed to ask them any follow-ups. So they can just say yes.
Yeah, well, yes.
You're not allowed to ask what it does. You're
Yeah.
not allowed to ask to see the paperwork. You just have to hope that they're telling the truth. And I'll tell you what, a lot of them aren't.
Sure.
And then I worked in a fucking Japanese restaurant where I had to carry 9 bowls of ramen on a tray. And now this person's beagle is like running in between
Dude,
my feet. The thing I'm holding right now could kill your dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I dropped this on your dog, it would die. And also, these are people with babies do this. People with babies let them. We've already talked about this, I think, but they're letting them run around the restaurant.
Yes.
And it's like, this is dangerous. It's also rude. And I hate you and you want attention and you're getting it, but you're not getting it in the way you think you are.
Yeah, it's not good attention.
Yeah.
The kids thing and that's another city thing where it's like people just let their kids do whatever and they're they think it's charming and it's like, no. Everyone else hates your kid.
They're under
New
the
Jersey,
they're
it's
under the
over.
spell of their child
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they're enchanted by their child or their dog.
Yeah.
So they think everything is adorable. While the rest of us want to fucking punt their kid out of the restaurant
Yes.
because I came here to be an adult.
Yes.
The worst is when I'm in an adult space, like a bar or restaurant.
I want to talk about blowjobs
and somebody brought
loudly
their
with
kid,
my friend.
and I'm trying to talk about blowjobs loudly with my friend, and you're giving me dirty looks. I'm in a PG-13 space.
Yeah.
I am in a space for adults, and your little fucking rugrat shouldn't be here listening to this.
Yeah.
And it's not my fault that you're a bad parent.
Yep.
You exposed them to this, not me.
Yep.
You came to Blowjob Town where I talk about blowjobs and said, hey, I have a kid. Can you leave the blowjobs
And
out
how
of
did
this?
that kid get
No!
in? How did that kid come to existence anyways? It started with a blowjob.
Thank you.
Let's be open.
Maybe if you'd given another blowjob, you wouldn't be stuck with this thing.
I also feel like dogs are a symbol of wealth in New York City a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And so the dog, especially if it's a big dog and it's like a pure thing, like it's a mix between a this and a that.
Yeah.
Huskies are also crazy to have in New York City.
Yeah. That is a weird one.
Yeah, so it's also
you see
like
a lot.
it's always a rich person coming into a comedy show with a dog.
Yes.
And
It's always.
Also, the thing that they're not saying, they're acting like it was a choice to bring their dog. The thing they're not saying is they haven't trained their dog to stay home by itself.
Yep.
Their dog chews shit up when it's home by itself.
Yeah.
Their dog's a nightmare, doesn't know how to sit in a crate, it barks the whole time, and then the neighbors complain.
Yeah.
They haven't handled that situation. So now they're going, oh, I thought it'd be fun to bring my dog. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You had to bring your dog
Yeah.
because you're bad at having a dog. And also, you brought this misbehaving dog out into public, and now I have to worry that it's gonna bite me.
Yeah. And then I
Yeah.
have to have it put down, and I'm
And
dreading.
now I'm the lady who had the dog put down.
I killed the dog. I said cunt in front of the kid. I'm 20 minutes late for everything.
And I'm a monster.
Yeah.
And I'm a liar.
And I'm late too.
Oh.
And I took an Uber to a boy's house. What do you want from me? I'm doing my best.
Okay, I hate babies.
I'm just a girl.
And I'm a slut and a liar and a sinner. Let me do that.
But let me do that.
Yeah. This is my world, not yours.
This is New York City. This is where
This is where
sluts and
people come to
liars
do
and
that.
Yes. It's an organized crime ring, and we're clowns for a living. And I chose that.
I will say when someone has a well-behaved little dog that just hangs out, love
Slay.
it.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well-behaved,
Love
anything
it.
works.
No,
In
not
purse.
a well-behaved baby. I'm still like, get it out of here. I hate it.
Come on, a well-behaved one that's less sleeping
It
baby.
depends
Yeah.
on where we are. If
Okay.
we're at like a barbecue, cute.
Yeah.
But if we're at like a bar,
Oh, well,
you don't
yeah,
get to
yeah, I
you
like
don't get
that
to
at
be
all.
both.
Yeah.
People are like, I get to be a mom and still be fun. No, actually, you don't.
No, I agree with that.
I do love a little Asian baby. Can I say
Right.
that?
Everybody loves a little Asian
cute
baby.
little Asian baby
Yeah.
in like an outfit with like a little bow tie.
I follow
Yeah.
a cute little Asian baby Instagram account.
Wait, I think you told me that before.
Yeah,
I love that about you.
It's fucking cute babies.
Yeah.
I'll listen.
White babies are the least cute babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White babies are.
They look like botulism.
They look like old men.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
They
there
look
is
like
kinda
little
an
old men.
thing.
Yeah.
Which actually, there's a point where it crosses into really looking like an old man, where it becomes cuter.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when it has
This
like
is
forehead
Walter.
wrinkles.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What is he stressed about?
Yeah.
I love that. It's like when a dog sighs,
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
"What did you have a
The
long
dog
day?"
sign is a big
Yeah.
Oh,
thing.
that
That's
I
cool.
love.
Yeah.
See, we're not monsters.
Yeah, we got a
We're
heart.
nice.
Just make it Asian and I'm good.
or make it small and quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Oh my god, when someone has a dog in a place and you didn't notice until you talked to them for 20 minutes.
That's fine.
What
Impressive.
a fun surprise.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. I love
Yeah.
that.
I want to just quickly acknowledge the coffee thing because I had the inverse thing happen to me yesterday. I like it more dark. I'm not a big, heavy cream
Okay.
guy.
Yeah.
They gave me an iced latte was just a glass of milk.
They gave you the old Dunkin' Donuts.
And-
Yeah, the
I
Dunkin'
was like,
Donuts, exactly.
God,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
$8. It was insane. It was like a place that's usually good. And I was so upset that I brought it back and I was like, could you maybe pour out and
Wow,
put
good
more?
for you.
And I felt like
Andrea is a girl who will bring it back.
You want to bring it back?
I'm not.
Okay.
not
Yeah,
in
me
a
neither.
psychotic way. I'm never
No,
sending
no,
back
no.
a
I'm
meal.
saying when it's like deserved.
Yeah.
Even when it's deserved, I won't do it. You did something that I admire so much, which is like bringing the coffee back.
Yeah.
Which is we sat down at a restaurant that we both could tell immediately was going to
Yes.
be bad.
Yeah.
But they had already brought us water. So I'm like, we're stuck here.
Yeah.
We have to eat this bad food. There was like a high pitched noise happening.
DJ set.
We have to like sit here and tolerate this. And the server came over and asked us if we wanted drinks. And Andrea said, you know what? I think we're going to go. And I
That's
was like,
huge.
that's
Yep.
actually incredible.
Pat
Yep.
Berkshire did that for me once too.
I
We had the
can't
same thing.
imagine
He's like, let's
doing
just
that.
go. And I'm like,
No one's-
can't-
no
we
one's
can't
I'm
stopping
like,
go,
is
right?
that allowed?
Yeah.
Are we going to get arrested?
Yeah, because you two are raised Catholic and I'm
Yeah.
a godless whore. And I'm
And-
like, I'm not
Huge.
spending $45 on shitty pad thai.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And because I'm a known liar, I'm going, we have to tell the server that there was a small fire in the apartment. The only way out of this is to say there was a small fire. I didn't even think about just being like, we actually don't owe you the story of why we're leaving.
Yeah, no,
She doesn't-
we're
we're
just
just
leaving.
leaving.
They don't
Yeah.
own the restaurant.
Yeah.
They don't
Exactly.
care.
They don't care.
Also, it's not like we ordered already.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we got to go.
I
Yeah.
just go, not for me. Thanks
Yeah.
though.
Brave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brave.
I'm a brave
It is
woman.
brave.
Yeah.
And was raised by a
This
very,
is-
very
I'm your
assertive white woman.
I'm your
There you
baby
go.
that you bring to the restaurant.
Yeah, I go.
I'm
"Me-
just crying in
the
the
baby
corner.
has
You go, the
colic."
baby's got to go.
Yeah, yeah.
The baby needs to go eat somewhere that doesn't have laminated menus.
Yeah. I mean, you and we switch off daddy sometimes with each other.
Yeah,
And
we
I think
daddy
with-
each other.
With friends, I think it's a nice to have like an even.
No,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where one person
Yeah.
has a thing they're not good at, the other one can pick up.
Compliment
It's
each
hard.
other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's harmonious.
Yeah.
But boy, did that coffee still stink, man. They tried
Yeah.
to put more in. I'm like, it's done. And
Yeah,
they're
they
like, do you want
fucked it.
another one? I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah,
I
at
won't,
that point, you can't
I'm
go
not gonna
again.
make them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to remedy it, and then I'm gonna go. You know what?
Yeah.
Also, I do think there's a culture in New York that shames you for wanting cream instead of milk.
Yeah,
Every time I'm like
Interesting.
half and half, I feel like they're like, okay, big fat fatty.
Interesting.
I agree.
You know
with
what I
that.
mean?
Yeah.
So I
I
just
think-
get the milk because I don't want the big fat
'Cause-
fatty eyes.
Yeah.
But like the cream is better.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I've switched to oat milk purely because it's more like half and half as an
Yes,
experience.
yeah, it kind of
Yeah.
is.
And not
Yeah.
because I can handle dairy. I'm fine with dairy. I look like I have it inside me. I'm a dairy bitch,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
But I'm drinking oat milk because I don't want to order half and half because I feel like if I do, everybody's gonna beat the shit out of me and call me fat.
No one's gonna do that. And I want you to have the dairy, girl.
No,
Have
I'm
the
having
dairy.
the oat milk.
Have the
Everybody's mad at me.
Oat milk's not bad.
Oat milk's
Yeah.
pretty good. It kind
No.
of makes your coffee taste like Cheerios in a way that I
It-
love.
yes.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
sweet.
Yeah.
I
It
like
does.
it. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Damn. folks.
Well, we got there.
We did it. We got full circle. Bobby, you're a fucking goddamn delight.
Oh,
and
this
truly
was so much fun.
Follow Bobby, watch his stand-up clips because you're one of those people that like, I'll try to tell people how funny you are, but I can't do you.
yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
So I have to show them. I have to go, look at this bit about the Vietnam
Oh
War,
my God.
which I watch once a week.
I have reposted that bit more than once just to be like,
I go to your Instagram to
Guys.
watch that bit often.
Oh,
approved my
thanks.
visa at once.
Oh my God, it's the best.
Oh
You
my
gotta
God.
check out Bobby's Instagram
Aw,
because it
thanks,
really
guys.
is. One time you did a set at Comedians You Should Know, and I thought the audience was gonna stand up when you got off stage.
Yeah.
It was so good, and people gotta know about you. So
Bobby's,
tell the people.
Bobby's a
Thank
force.
you.
Tell the people where to
He's
find
great
you.
live. He's great, in the digital space. Where
Yeah.
can people find you, follow you?
So Instagram is at Bobby.Condon.
Mm-hmm.
Follow me on Instagram, and I got to learn how to do TikTok, but I'm not. I mean, I'm on there, but I don't do it.
And you have a
know.
new podcast, or
I'm starting a new podcast.
Yes.
I'm not sure when that's going to come out, but new podcast. It's just me, no fucking guests.
I
no
love
offense.
this.
That's great.
I
But
love
it's
this.
it's me yelling about stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, so yeah.
Bobby's like a Liberace mixed with a bricklayer.
yeah.
He's a solid foundation, a principled man, also such a queen.
So flamboyant,
Such a
Little
in
bit
a
of a
way that I
queen.
love.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
have like
God.
a
I
you
got
have
a
a
manicure.
flamboyance
Yeah.
about you that really delights me.
Oh, it
Oh.
fucking tickles me.
It really makes
at
me
me.
happy.
All right.
As a fellow
Yeah.
flamboyant man,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
you're also giving Liberace.
Yeah, man. I'm an old gay and in a young woman's body.
Yeah.
Lizzie, where can they find you, follow you?
Follow me on Instagram at Lizzie Cassidy and listen to my other podcast, Close Calls.
Andrea Comedy 69 across all platforms. Also, follow us on YouTube. I've been seeing people
Subscribe
in there
to the YouTube.
commenting. It's
Don't
respectfully
just watch it and
podcast.
not subscribe. Subscribe.
Yes, write little comments. When people call us fat pig bitches, go under there and go, they're actually beautiful, nice ladies.
Yeah, go, so what if they are fat?
Yeah. Yeah. They want dairy. And is that a crime?
And is that a crime?
Yeah. Then arrest me.
Yeah.
Because it's fantastic. And see us around, buddy.
Bye.